Most NBA players eat healthy. But Shaquille O'Neal's diet nearly got him killed. See, in early 2020, Shaq was at rock bottom. He was dealing with the tragic passing of his sister Aisha, his best friend Kobe Bryant, and 28 other close friends. Yes, 28. So, to cope with his pain, Shaq turned to the only thing that brought him comfort: food, and lots of it. From late-night sandwich runs to cookies and cake, Shaq was drowning his sorrows and calories. And after just a few months of binge eating, the scale started to tip, as eventually, he reached his heaviest weight ever: 415 pounds. By mid-2020, Shaq was in the worst shape of his life, helplessly eating himself to death. But one conversation changed everything.
So I did something I've never did before. I went to a doctor, and the doctor used that 3-letter word that you never want to hear. Said, "Do you want to die?" I said, "No, I don't want to die." He said, you gotta change some things up. You know, I have sleep apnea. It causes a whole bunch of other problems. So now I sleep with a CPAP machine, but you know, I want to be around for a while, so I eat a lot better than I was.
Yeah, Shaq completely revamped his diet, losing over 50 pounds, and grew a six-pack for the first time in over 15 years. So, it looks like the big man is here to stay. But I can't say the same for Zion, because this man is literally eating himself out of the NBA as we speak. I mean, when he was drafted in 2019, he was already one of the heaviest players, weighing 285 pounds. And as soon as he moved to New Orleans, it was a recipe for disaster. This man was double-fisting crab legs, and his weight started getting really out of hand, to the point where not only did the Pelicans have to change their entire culinary practice just for Zion, but his own mom had to step in and force him to change his diet, saying, "All the sauce, bacon, that stuff, he can't have that. Instead, he's sticking to salmon." No, I don't think this diet is working, cause during the 2021 season, it was rumored that Zion had ballooned to over 330 pounds. I mean, just to put that into perspective, this chart is every NBA player's body mass index. We got DeMarcus Cousins at 28.2, Nikola Jokic at exactly 29, and then we have Zion at 38.1, the only player in the NBA that is medically obese. And not only that, but Zion is also on Hoopify payroll. So, if you don't drop a like and subscribe to the channel, Zion is gonna sit on you. And trust me, man, you don't want that to happen. So, what are you doing? Subscribe. But anyways, to make matters even worse, Skip Bayless reported Zion still likes to eat whole pizzas and wash them down with high-sugar soft drinks. So, if this man doesn't put the fork down, soon Zion's gonna eat himself out of the league for good. Now, Zion may have needed to switch his diet up, but he's not alone. Back in 2004, when Dwight was first drafted, even though he was a pro NBA player, he was just like any other 18-year-old kid. He didn't care about eating healthy. He was hooked on sugar.
As I got older, it just kept going. I just started to love Skittles, and all I wanted was Skittles, 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 and Starburst, and then I just, I couldn't stop.
But by 2012, what seemed like a harmless sweet tooth turned into a deadly addiction. Because, while playing for the Lakers, Dwight was downing over 840 grams of sugar a day. That's 11 times more than the average American. Yes, 11 times. And all that candy was killing Dwight from the inside out. His stomach was inflamed. He was constantly getting injured. And worst of all, he was losing feeling in his body.
Even sitting down in this chair right now, it's causing my legs to go numb and, just have this tingly sensation all the way down my legs. So that happens when I'm playing. That happens, when I'm just sitting on the bench for a couple minutes, and it's not easy.
This was a telltale sign of type 2 diabetes. So, Dwight called up a Lakers physician for some advice. When she learned about Dwight's candy addiction, she was horrified, telling Dwight that if he didn't drop the habit, he might not only lose his NBA career, but he could lose his life. When Dwight heard that, he knew what had to be done.
I want to live for a long time. And I told myself I was going to have to change up what I eat, what I drink. And, once I did that, it was just like, okay, this is simple. And I got rid of all the candy. And I was like, I can't do this no more.
Now, Dwight might need a diet to stay in the NBA. But Michael Jordan, on the other hand, he needed his diet to win an NBA championship. See, back in the 80s, There was one thing standing between Jordan and his first ring: his size. At just 195 pounds, Jordan couldn't compete with the bad boy Pistons. They knocked him out of the playoffs year after year. And after being eliminated for the third straight season, Jordan had enough, saying, "I was getting brutally beaten up by the Pistons, and I wanted to start fighting back." So, during the 1990 offseason, Jordan went to work hiring the greatest NBA trainer of all time, Tim Grover, to sculpt him into a GOAT by coming up with a diet that would change Jordan's career forever. 5 small meals a day, consisting of 70% carbs, 20% fats, and 10% proteins. Jordan got the fuel he needed to lift 5 days a week and bulk up. And Grover's regimen worked, because, by the end of the summer, Jordan had put on 15 pounds. The man was yoked. So, during the 1991 season, Jordan became the bad boy, using his new muscle to sweep the Pistons 4-0 in the playoffs, before winning his first ever NBA championship. Man, it's crazy how food can have that big of an impact.